HarperCollins presents Fun and Games by John Patrick Mchugh, read by Ian O'Reilly. Tuesday, 30th of June 2009. He looked up. She was laying on her back, her elbows set to rigid angles with her hands laced together at her chest, as if she were dead. Her expression was inscrutable, seemingly content to read the patch of sky and drowsy cloud overhead, but maybe slightly dead-looking too. Her grey hoodie was bunched above her waist, where dappled sunlight fell like freckles against her stomach, where he could make out teeny white wires rimming her belly button. They were in a secluded tract of woods. His jumper was fanned out beneath her, and he had managed to tug down her jeans with only a small plea for assistance. His finger was burrowing inside her. They were kissing, and then they were doing this. He was the horniest. He was 17. In and out, and now he sought to extend his middle finger as well. "No," she said, with a distinct tisk, a flinch of shoulder, and he said, "Cool, cool," without understanding. He continued with the one, in and out. It was undoubtedly nice for him, this probing, and he reasoned it must be nice for her too, because she rocked her hips a little, because she was allowing him to do it in the first place. But could he be 100% certain about her enjoyment? It was easy to do something wrong, and he had just blundered with the middle finger, hadn't he? And was this actually tedious and unpleasant for her? The thought of fucking this up, the misery of her telling other people about him ruining this intimate moment, and those people knowing he was a gigantic weirdo loser creep. But, also, the wonderful thought of being inside her. Control, puppetry. It was nice for him, for sure. She was 19. You could describe her as pretty-ish, or at least you couldn't automatically say she was a dirt. She was sufficiently good-looking for everyone else, he reckoned. He liked her enough, he liked talking to her, and she didn't pretend she wasn't wise to the photo of his mother's breasts that had floated around the island, which was, bizarrely, a relief. But he mostly liked what was before him now. He liked it to the point that it hurt. The sheer appreciation was painful. It burned inside his cock. And what was suddenly burning now, too, was his wrist. This motion was starting to inflame whatever rubbery material it was that controlled this action, and he thought it best to change tactics, alter the movement and ease this scorching tension, and yet continue her, hopeful, buzz. But as he began to jig his finger up and down, she told him, "Hold on." She clasped his wrist and slowly brought it in and out of her once more. She did like it. Exhilaration. A victory. It felt as if his entire body was trembling, as nerves before a match, but his arm was steady as they moved his finger in and out of her, and when she eventually removed her grip, he kept this tempo, not hurrying, no, disciplined, in and out. He wanted to memorize everything, her thighs, her messy pubes, the colour of peat, the whitened pressure points denoting her hips and other strange bones, how her mouth momentarily scrunched into a small O before grimacing as her hands screwed up the strings of her hoodie, like you would a straw when bored. The intensity of this feeling, untoppable, unbeatable, enormous, and it was as if he were plunging from a height as he did this to her. "God," she said, and a stifling hand to her mouth. "Oh, God." It was glorious, gold, until his wrist began to prickle anew, tingling discomfort, then a stiffening, then a hard and fast locking, and he had to withdraw his finger with a gasped, "Ah!" She peered down at him, alarmed. Her hand dropped to cover herself. "My arm's gone dead," he explained, and clenched his fist as a demonstration. He added, "Shit." He pushed himself up with his elbow, cautious not to spoil the right hand, and then, kneeling, felt ice on his neck and glanced over his shoulder. But no one was there. Only the same beige and browns as earlier, the pools of shiny green above and below, with faint spotlights breaking through. He could hear birds talking amongst themselves somewhere, his own breathing and her more precise breathing behind him, and then a clean, high shout, followed by another, which must have arrived from the GAA pitch on the other side of the woods. He rotated the wrist, flopped the hand forward and back. "Sorry," he said. "I'm really sorry about that." Fully on his feet, he tucked his cock into the band of his trackies and walked a step or two from her. He gripped the aching wrist, pressed a thumb into the firm white string below the palm, muttered grievances loud enough for her to hear and comprehend his anguish and frustration, and then lifted the finger to his nose. The smell of gone-off milk, a musky odour. Oh. "My wrist is so gammy," he complained, and then repeated, "I'm sorry."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?